And it looked like Caitlin Clark has landed her first speaking gig of the offseason.
Caitlin Clark didn't even wait for the confetti to hit the ground before locking in another major payday. While half the WNBA is tangled up in CBA drama and front office finger-pointing, Clark just scored her first offseason gig. And it has nothing to do with basketball. Forget layups and assists. She's chasing microphones and stacking six-figure speaking checks. While the rest of the league argues about Kathy Engelbert's vanishing act and possible lockouts, Caitlin's out here monetizing her voice like it's her new jump shot. No sneaker deal, no commercial, just straight-up paid appearances. Big money to talk. So now the real question is echoing around the league. Are players mad at her? Or just envious? Because while everyone else debates change, Caitlin Clark's already profiting from it.
Conversations last offseason was Caitlin Clark $100,000 an hour speaking gigs. Well, I'm here to tell you she is not taking long getting back to work, raking in the cash because she has landed.
And this isn't your typical high school gym appearance. We're talking major corporate events cutting six-figure checks just to have Caitlin Clark grab a mic. Last offseason, people thought it was a joke when reports said she charged around $100,000 per speech. Then the bookings started rolling in, fast. Now, barely a month after the season wrapped, she's already back on the circuit, proving the hype wasn't luck, it's leverage. While the WNBA sorts through its leadership drama and CBA debates, Caitlin's quietly turning her offseason into a business class. She's not just cashing checks, she's building a brand. And honestly, the league probably learned about it the same way we did, from Twitter headlines.
The money to do unrivaled. She's landing $100K to speak to speak for companies and represent companies all over the country. She's not hurting for cash, and I just think this is just the coolest thing ever that Caitlin Clark is able.
Nay, there's the scoop. Caitlin Clark has officially been named the headline speaker for the Long Island Association's Fall Conference. And let's be real, Long Island isn't just another stop. It's where old money meets big business. She'll join President Matt Cohen to talk about her record-smashing career, her influence on the women's game, and how she's shaping sports culture far beyond the hardwood. Translation? Clark's not just another athlete cashing in. She's the face of the movement, and the WNBA knows she's their biggest asset.
So it looked like Caitlin Clark is headed to Long Island Association, bro. So it stated Long Island Association joined the Long Island Association's president and CEO, Matt Cohen, moderates a special conversation with Caitlin Clark discussing her record-breaking performances, impact, and cultural influence on October the 29th at 10:30 to 12:30 in New York.
This isn't some charity appearance. It's a full-blown corporate gig. Tickets? Limited. Sponsorships? Wide open. Venue? The ultra-exclusive Holly Country Club, a place where broke isn't even in the vocabulary. So yeah, Caitlin Clark's getting paid, and paid big. But here's where it gets wild. Fans love it, while the WNBA front office is quietly panicking. Think about it. When your biggest star makes in 1 hour what half your roster earns in an entire month, that's not just awkward, that's a crisis. The average WNBA player brings in about $120,000 a year. Caitlin can match that in a single speaking engagement without even lacing up. No fouls, no elbows, no referees pretending not to see, just clean air conditioning, microphones, and applause. Meanwhile, Kathy Engelbert's probably pacing a boardroom floor, trying to figure out how to stop a potential player lockout. The contrast couldn't be sharper. Some players are demanding better pay, while Caitlin's out here quietly proving she doesn't even need the league to thrive. Now let's be clear, Caitlin's not walking away from basketball. But this move sends a loud message. Her brand is bigger than the WNBA itself. And that's what's got everyone nervous. Because when one player's face sells out arenas and dominates sponsorships, the uncomfortable question arises: do companies need the league, or do they just need her? That's the nightmare the WNBA can't afford to wake up to.
With working back to full health, Steph mentioned that it was kind of baby steps and getting back and making sure you don't lose what you've worked on this season. Just what are your plans for the off season and possibly playing or just doing individual workouts?
Yeah, I mean, probably take a little bit of a break here, just for maybe a week. I don't really want to lose a ton of the stuff I've worked on, and just trying to get my body back to full health. There's some USA basketball stuff I need to get ready for, and I need to be able to find some runs and some ways to play 5-on-5, just so I can kind of get that feel back. And but more than anything, I think my main focus is really just getting my body healthy. And once we get back to 5-on-5, like, just being able to test my body and make sure I know it's in a good spot where it's going to be able to hold up with everything that, we think we've corrected or we think we've worked on, to be able to know I'm in a really good spot there. And, when you go through injuries, especially in my scenario where it's been a few of the reoccurring kind of bouncing around, which isn't necessarily uncommon in my situation just because of compensation, and when you're dealing with things in that groin area, that just is kind of how it can go sometimes. I think it's important that you can become confident in your body again, and that's for anybody that goes through injury. So that's probably going to be my main focus is, just feeling 100% again, and then obviously, having that confidence in my body too.
This off-season gig with the Long Island Association isn't just another side hustle. It's a calculated power move. Caitlin Clark isn't sitting around waiting for the WNBA to fix its image or solve its pay issues. She's building her own empire, one high-paying microphone at a time. And make no mistake, the numbers are massive. Corporate speakers at her level earn anywhere from $100,000 to $250,000 per appearance. You really think companies are paying less for the most talked-about athlete in women's sports? Not a chance. She's basically turning motivational speaking into a global brand. TED Talks with a jump shot. What's funny is how shocked people pretend to be online. This is the same Caitlin Clark who made college basketball a national obsession. The same one who had Iowa games trending higher than the NBA Finals. The same rookie who sold out every away arena she played in. Did anyone seriously think she'd spend the off-season on the couch? Please. She's out here cashing in while everyone else's PR teams are still arguing on Twitter. But here's why this really matters. While Caitlin's setting up speaking tours, the WNBA is knee-deep in chaos. Nafisa Collier's battling the commissioner, Aja Wilson's under fire for ref favoritism, and Kathy Engelbert's practically gone missing. The league desperately needed a positive headline, and Caitlin just delivered one, except it doesn't belong to them. It's hers. That's the shift the league didn't see coming. Caitlin's defining her offseason, not the WNBA. She's too big to bench, too influential to silence, too marketable to control. She's proving that fame can be turned into freedom, that you don't have to rely on the system when you can build your own. And that's exactly what's shaking the WNBA to its core. Let's be real. Some folks in the media are already twisting this story. You've got headlines like, Caitlin Clark chooses corporate over team unity. Bro, stop. You can't be mad at someone for being smart. She's not abandoning basketball. She's expanding it. The season's over. She's not skipping practices or ignoring teammates. She's just using her platform wisely, doing exactly what every pro athlete does when the lights go off for the season. NBA stars host camps. NFL players chase endorsement deals. Caitlin Clark gives speeches. The difference? She's getting paid what she's actually worth. That's not greed. That's value. And you know who understands that perfectly? The corporations writing those six-figure checks. They see something the WNBA sometimes overlooks. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player. She's a global brand. Her fan base stretches from Indiana to Iowa to Europe. Kids overseas are copying her shooting form, and parents are spending hundreds on her jerseys. That's reach. That's influence. So when she lands a $100,000 speaking gig at a luxury golf club, it's not just about the money, it's a statement. She's reminding everyone her presence goes far beyond the court. Now, here's why the league's sweating. Whether they admit it or not, the WNBA's biggest surge this season came from one person, Caitlin Clark. When she played, ratings doubled. When she didn't, they dropped. That's not hype, that's data. And now, their top moneymaker is hosting events they can't control, promote, or profit from. It's Caitlyn's world and they're just renting space in it. Media can downplay it all they want, calling it just one event. But history says otherwise. 1 gig becomes 3. 3 becomes 10. By 2026, Caitlyn might make more from her off-season speeches than her entire WNBA salary. And honestly, she's earned every penny. She's earned every penny. You can't have one athlete carrying your entire league, fighting through dirty fouls, dealing with jealous teammates, and then expect her to sit quietly during the off-season. Caitlyn Clark is choosing peace and profit. Now, some people wondered why she didn't join Unrivaled. The player-run off-season league started by Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart. The answer's simple. She doesn't need to. Unrivaled is great for players looking to supplement their income, but Caitlyn's already making that kind of money, and more without risking injury. Why lace up for another league when she can make the same, or more, giving a speech in heels instead of sneakers? That's just smart business. Work smarter, not harder. This move proves Caitlyn isn't just an athlete. She's a brand, a businesswoman who understands her worth. And for those saying she should use her platform to help other players, she already is, by setting an example. She's showing every young athlete that you don't need to wait for the league's permission to succeed. You can build your own empire. And that's exactly what scares the WNBA. Because the moment players realize they don't need the system to make real money, the system loses control. And Caitlyn Clark just showed them how it's done. Shaq did it. Kobe did it. Serena did it. Now Caitlyn Clark's doing it her own way. And make no mistake, this is just the beginning. Her Long Island Association appearance isn't just a big payday. It's a signal to sponsors that she's open for business. Next, expect the dominoes to fall. A new Nike campaign, maybe a Netflix documentary, maybe even her own basketball academy. All of it happening outside the WNBA's control. Meanwhile, the league's PR team is busy tweeting about unity and growth. Cute slogans, but unity doesn't pay rent, and Caitlyn's not waiting around for anyone to cut her a check. She's cashing them herself. Here's the poetic part. Her Long Island gig is set for October 29th, just days before the WNBA's CBA expires. While the league braces for possible lockouts and contract chaos, Caitlyn Clark will be sitting at a luxury golf club in New York, talking about leadership and success to a room full of millionaires. You already know what the headlines will say. WNBA faces lockout as Caitlyn Clark thrives outside the league. And here's the truth. No matter what happens, she wins. If there's a lockout, she keeps earning. If there's not, she returns richer and more powerful. Either way, Caitlyn Clark stays winning. And that's exactly what the WNBA can't handle. Right now, the league feels one bad headline away from falling apart. And Caitlyn Clark keeps proving she doesn't need them to keep winning. She doesn't need favoritism, special calls, or inflated ratings. She's built on something far stronger, universal respect. Even her critics respect her work ethic. She's polite, professional, marketable, and laser-focused. No petty comments, no drama, no cheap shots. She just lets her success speak for itself. That's what terrifies the league. When your biggest star can step outside the system and earn the same, or more, without touching a basketball, it forces an uncomfortable question. What if she decides not to come back? Imagine it. If Caitlyn Clark ever took a break or signed overseas, WNBA ratings would nosedive overnight. And the best part? She wouldn't lose a dime. Her value is untouchable. So yeah, the WNBA's sweating bullets watching Caitlyn's name trend again. Not for her jump shot, but for her business moves. And the beauty of it all? She's not even addressing it. No tweets, no statements, no clapbacks. Just quiet domination. The kind of power money can't buy and the league can't control. She's too busy counting commas. Caitlyn Clark just turned her off-season into a business masterclass. While the WNBA wrestles with leadership drama and internal chaos, she's out here building a legacy that pays, whether she's on the court or not. Let's be real. Caitlyn's success doesn't just make money, it makes noise. Every move she makes becomes a headline. When she plays, people watch. When she speaks, people listen. When she so much as breathes, someone at ESPN's already writing about it. That's when you know she's reached a level no other WNBA player has. And deep down, that's what really bothers the league. Because instead of seeing headlines like, WNBA reaches new heights, it's always, Caitlin Clark breaks, another record. Her name carries the product, not the other way around. She's turned herself into a global brand, like Jordan, LeBron, or Serena. And the truth is, the WNBA was never built to handle someone this powerful. They want stars inside the system, not someone rewriting it. But Caitlin is the system now. She doesn't need the WNBA spotlight. It follows her everywhere she goes. So when she walks into that Long Island ballroom later this month, trading her jersey for a suit, everyone in that room will know they're not just seeing an athlete, they're witnessing a phenomenon. So what do you think? Is Caitlin Clark changing the game for everyone or simply proving she's already miles ahead? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more stories that keep it real. Stories that keep it real.